Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Let's get started with Krishna book English, and we would be continuing from where we left last week. Those who want to read may raise their hand. Just to introduce, this is chapter number 82. Lord Krishna and Balaram met the inhabitant of Vrindavan. Yes. So, yeah. So we will be continuing from this paragraph. Those who want to read may raise your hand, and we will be continuing. Okay. So we have two hand raised. Let me start, and thereafter you all pick up. So we have to start from here. We are starting one paragraph back. So Krishna was sitting with Mother Yashoda and his other mothers, Devaki and Rohini. But when the mothers engaged in talking, he took the opportunity to went to a secluded place to meet the gopis. As soon as he approached the gopis, the Lord smiled, and after embracing them and inquiring about their welfare, he began to encourage them, saying, "My dear friends, you know that Lord Balrama and I left Vrindavan just to please our relatives and family members. Thus, we were long engaged in fighting with our enemies and were obliged to forget you, who were so much attached to me in love and affection. I can understand that I have been ungrateful to you, but still, I know that you are faithful to me. May I inquire if you have been thinking of us? Although we have left you behind, my dear gopis, do you now dislike remembering me? Considering me to be ungrateful of you, do you take my misbehavior with you very seriously. Now Krishna is talking to gopis, and please try and understand this is all in ecstasy, right? When Krishna says, could you forgive me, like, right? Uh, Ungrateful to you. Can Krishna be ungrateful to anyone? No, but Krishna says this. Uh, uh, right. Again, Krishna was saying earlier as well. I can understand I've been ungrateful to you. Uh, Krishna is saying that I did something which was not correct. Can Krishna do something which is not correct? Uh, we were obliged to forget you. Again, can Krishna forget parts of his own body? Uh, Krishna himself mentioned this in Bhagavad Gita. Krishna is caught. Krishna is caught. Krishna himself mentioned this in Bhagavad Gita. Thoughts of pure devotees dwell in my heart. Now, even if we do not understand gopis to be part of Krishna, right? Gopis are coming out of Krishna only. Everyone is coming out of Krishna only, right? Even if we do not understand this part, thoughts of pure devotees dwell in my heart. Then whom would Krishna be thinking about all the time? Anyone except gopis? Is it possible? No, he would be thinking about gopis all the time. Now Krishna says, obliged to forget you. Huh? I forgot you. Is it possible? No. Yes. Now this too is ironical. Krishna smiled and after embracing them, inquired from their about their welfare. Krishna is again caught. Krishna is lying. Not actually lying. It is all in ecstasy. But yeah, in the lighter mode, yeah, Krishna is lying. Krishna is saying, after embracing them, Krishna inquired about their welfare. Now Krishna was inquiring about the welfare of Pandavas. Krishna was inquiring about the welfare of his pure devotees many a times. But can he inquire? Can he inquire? No. He has lost all right to inquire. Because he says to Arjuna, announce it boldly that my devotee never perishes. So where is there a cause of concern? How can devotees of Krishna be in a bad situation? Also, Krishna mentions this in Bhagavad Gita. I would preserve what you have. I would provide you what you lack. So Krishna would take special care of his devotees. Those who are surrendered to Krishna, Krishna would take special care. Gopis are completely surrendered to Krishna. So is it possible that Krishna could inquire about their welfare? No, Krishna has lost all right to inquire. Krishna has given all the powers to the devotees, and Krishna knows it perfectly. That nothing wrong could happen to pure devotees. Krishna is himself saying this. So there is no question whatsoever. Yeah, continuing from there. After all, you should know that it was not my intention to leave you. Our separation was ordained by providence, who after all is the supreme controller and does as he desires. Krishna is playing with himself. My Krishna is saying to these gopis as my intention. It was not my intention to leave you. I did not wanted to leave you. I never wanted to leave you. Our separation was ordained by providence. Providence means luck. Now this luck comes from Krishna. Yeah. Our separation was ordained by providence. Me and you are getting separated. This is designed by Krishna. Krishna is saying this. Me and you are separated. This is designed by Krishna because the providence would come from Krishna, Lord, right? So, yeah, our separation was ordained by providence, who, after all, is the supreme controller. Yes, Krishna is the supreme controller. So, Krishna is talking about Krishna and does as he desires. Yeah, Krishna can do anything he desires. He causes the intermingling of different person and again disperses them as he desires. Sometimes you see that a strong wind will mingle together clouds. Atomic particle of dust or broken pieces of cotton, and after the strong wind subsides, all the cloud particles of dust and pieces of cotton are again separated, scattered in different places. Similarly, the Supreme Lord is the creator of everything. The object we see are different manifestation of his energy, and by the supreme will, uh, we are sometimes united and sometimes separated. We can therefore conclude and we are ultimately we are absolutely dependent on these. Uh, Now Krishna is talking about supreme secret. Krishna is saying that we can try, we all can try, but eventually everyone is dependent upon the supreme will of the supreme controller. Supreme controller, which is no other than Krishna. Supreme will, the desire of the supreme controller. Whatever supreme controller wants, whatever Krishna wants, that would happen. My dear Gopi friends, no. Okay. Fortunately, you have developed loving affection for me, which is the only way to achieve transcendental position of association with me. So Krishna is saying, in fact, Krishna is not talking to only gopis, Krishna is talking to each one of us. Unless we develop loving affection for Krishna, very important, unless we develop loving affection for Krishna, we can never assume transcendental position. Definitely, we should not compare ourselves to gopis. But unless we develop love for God, there is no elevation. Yeah, fortunately, you have developed affection for me, which is the only way, again repeating, only way to achieve the transcendental position of the association with me. Any living entity who develops such unalloyed devotional service for me certainly at the end goes back home, back to Godhead. In other words, unalloyed devotional service and affection for me are the causes of supreme liberation. I told you, na? Krishna is talking to each one of us. Supreme liberation we can get only by developing love and devotion for Krishna. Love and devotion for Krishna. Did something strike? How can we develop love and devotion for Krishna? Krishna made it very, very simple. Did something strike? Do you remember anything? Love and devotion for Krishna. Yeah. Anyone who wants to answer may unmute themselves or write in the chat. Love and devotion for Krishna. Developing love and devotion for Krishna. Yeah. Something from Bhagavad Gita? Yeah. Hare Krishna. Anyone? No one? Sure.
Hey Krishna Prabhuji.
Yeah.
By performing devotional services.
By performing devotional services. No, I am asking, do you remember anything from Bhagavad Gita which talks about love and devotion? Hmm?
How is 9 again?
Sorry?
I didn't get it what you said.
Do you remember anything from Bhagavad Gita which talks about love and devotion?
Um, I didn't remember.
Hmm? Do not remember? Anyone else? Hare Krishna. And no one? Okay, some people wrote in the chat. Correct. Nine. Not correct, Mataji. Always do remember this. You may forget whatever you want to forget, but never forget this one. Showing you 9.26. If one offers me with every day, do you not perform this? Very bad. Whenever love and devotion comes to your mind, it must strike. Every day, do you not perform this? Do you offer to Krishna without love and devotion? Then Krishna would not take. So Krishna has made an arrangement. If we offer Krishna, if we offer with love and devotion to Krishna, a leaf, a fruit, a flower, or water, Krishna would accept it. We are not offering with love and devotion. And again, following this shloka, 9.27, everything that you offer it to me. But unless we offer with love and devotion, Krishna would not take it. Yeah. Krishna is saying, all that you do, all that you eat, all that you offer, all that you give away, all of the austerities you may perform should be done as an offering to me. Again, offering, how offered? How can we be offering? We can offer only through love and devotion. Else Krishna would not take it. Very clear. Krishna does not want your money. Krishna does not want your position. Krishna wants your love and devotion. Yeah, everyone should remember this. Very important. Please remember these two shlokas, because whenever you are offering anything, unless you remember 9.26 and 9.27, again showing a participant just joined. Let me show. Unless you remember 9.26 and 9.27, there is no offering. I mean, please forget the shloka numbers. That is completely fine. But you can never forget this one. If one offers me with love and devotion, a leaf, a flower, a fruit, or water, I would accept it. Without love and devotion, no acceptance. Again, Krishna is saying in the following shloka that whatever you do, whatever acts you perform, whatever sacrifices, whatever, perform it by remembering me. O son of Kunti, all that you do, all that you eat, all that you offer, give away, as well as austerities you may perform, should be done as an offering to me. And how? With love and devotion again. This is very, very, very important. Very important. Unless you remember this, you would not be developing love for Krishna. Yeah. You may forget the shloka number, that is completely. But you can never forget love and devotion from this part. Never. Love and devotion, yeah, offering food. So Krishna was talking about their love, and now Krishna is talking about devotional service. Affection again, for the love word love, affection is used there. Okay, fortunately, you have developed loving affection for me, which is only way to achieve transcendental position of association with me. Now, remember this. Krishna is saying, only with love and devotion, if you offer, I would accept whatever you are offering. First, Krishna talks about food, then Krishna talks about anything. Yeah. Unless you have love and devotion, there is no bhakti, zero bhakti. Zero. You must develop love and devotion. We have already learned this way. भक्ति करेंगे तो ज्ञान आएगा तो भक्ति करेंगे, and in this process what would we do? We would develop love for Krishna. Unless there is love for Krishna, there is no hope. So fortunately, you have developed a loving affection for me, which is the only way to achieve transcendental position of association with me. Any living entity who develops such an unalloyed devotional service for me certainly at the end goes back to home, back to Godhead. In other words, the unalloyed devotional service and affection for me are the goals of supreme liberation. My dear gopis, you may know from me that it is my energies only which are acting everywhere. Take for example an earthen pot. It is nothing but combination of earth, air, fire, and sky. It is always of the same physical composition, whether it is in beginning, during the existence or after its annihilation. When it is created, the earthen pot is made of earth, water, fire, air, and sky. When it remains, it is the same composition, and when it is broken and annihilated into different ingredients and consumed, its different ingredients are conserved in different parts of the material energy. Similarly, at the creation of the cosmic manifestation, during the maintenance, and after the dissolution, everything is but a different manifestation of my energy. And because the energy is not separate from me, it is to be concluded that I am existing in everything. Yeah. Krishna is himself saying, I am existing in everything. Anshika, Hare Krishna, please continue.
Hare Krishna. From where?
Yeah, please continue. In the same way.
In the same way, the body of a living being is nothing but a composition of the five elements, and the living entity embodied in the material condition. Embodied in the material condition is also part and parcel of me. The living entity is impressioned in the material condition on account of his false conception of himself as the supreme enjoyer. This false ego of the living entity is the cause of his impressionment in material existence. As the supreme absolute truth, I am transcendental to the living entity as well as to his material. Hare Krishna. How to pronounce this?
Hare Krishna, what happened? Not able to read properly?
Hare Krishna.
Okay. What happened?
Hare Krishna, please continue.
What happened? Why are not you reading? Okay, let me start from the beginning. In the same way, the body of the living being is nothing but a composition of five elements, And the living entity embodied in the material condition is also part and parcel of me. The living entity is imprisoned in the material condition on account of his false conception of himself as the supreme enjoyer. The false ego of the living entity is caused by his imprisonment in material existence. As the supreme absolute truth, I am transcendental to the living entity as well as to the material embodiment. The two energy, material and spiritual, both act under my supreme control. My dear gopis, I request that instead of being afflicted, you try to accept everything with a philosophical attitude. Then you will understand that you are always with me and there is no cause of lamentation in our being separated from each other. The important instruction by Lord Krishna to the gopis can be utilized by all devotees engaged in Krishna consciousness. The whole philosophy is considered on the basis of inconceivable, simultaneous oneness and difference. Uh, so this is Achintya Bheda Abheda. In the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says that He is present everywhere in His personal feature. Everything exists in Him, but still is not personally present everywhere. The cosmic manifestation is nothing but a display of Krishna's energy, and because the energy is non different from the energetic, nothing is different from Krishna. When the absolute When this absolute consciousness, Krishna consciousness, is absent, we are separated from Krishna. But fortunately, if the Krishna consciousness is present, then we are not separated from Krishna. The process of devotional service is a revival of Krishna consciousness, and if the devotee is fortunate enough, Hare Krishna. The process of devotional service is revival of Krishna consciousness, and if the devotee is fortunate enough to understand that the material energy is not separate from Krishna, then he can utilize the material energy and its product in the service of the Lord. But in absence of Krishna consciousness, the forgetful living entity, although part and parcel of Krishna, falsely reminds himself to the position of enjoyer in the material world, and being thus implicated by material entanglement, it is forced by the material energy to continue his material existence. This is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita. Although the living entity is forced to act by the material energy, he falsely thinks that he is all and all the supreme controller. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Rashi Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Supreme enjoyer.
If the devotee knows perfectly that the Archa Vigraha or deity form of Lord Krishna in the temple is exactly the same Satchid Anand as Krishna himself, then his service to the temple deity becomes direct service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Similarly, the temple itself, the temple paraphernalia, and the food offered to the deity are also not separate from Krishna. One has to follow the rules and regulation prescribed by the acharyas and thus under superior guidance. Krishna realization is fully possible even in this material existence. The gopis, having been instructed by Krishna in this philosophy of simultaneous oneness and difference, remained always in Krishna consciousness and thus become liberated from all material contamination. The consciousness of the living entity uh, who falsely present himself as the enjoyer of the material world is called Jiva Kosha, which
Hare
means imprisonment by
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, called Jiva Kosha, which means imprisonment by the false ego. Not only the gopis, but anyone who follow these instructions of Krishna is immediately freed from the Jiva Kosha imprisonment. A person in full Krishna consciousness is always liberated from false egoism. He utilizes everything for Krishna's service and is not at any time separated from Krishna. The
Hare
gopis,
Krishna.
therefore,
Hare Krishna. Krishna and his pure devotees are never separate. Pure devotees of Krishna would be talking about Krishna all the time. He would be thinking about Krishna. The whole and soul of his existence depend upon Krishna, 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 Krishna. So, if you offer to Krishna and have prasadam, yeah. So there are 9 ways of doing devotional service, right? And we do devotional service, and we join Vaishnava Association, and we read his Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada books, and we chant 16 rounds. If this is happening, then your road to Krishna Loka is getting stronger. If, however, you choose not to act, you choose not to Hare Krishna. Yeah, please continue. It's better that you continue. Anshika, please continue. Read slowly but clearly.
The gopis therefore prayed to Krishna, "Dear Krishna, from your navel emanated the original lotus flower, which is the birth side of Brahma, the creator. No one can estimate your glories or your opulence, which therefore remain always a mystery even to the highest thoughtful men, the masters of all yogic power. However, the conditioned soul fallen in the dark well of this material existence can very easily take shelter of your lotus feet. Thus, his deliverance is guaranteed. The gopis continue, "Dear Krishna, we are always busy in our family affairs. We therefore request that you remain within our hearts as a rising sun. That will be your greatest benediction." The gopis are always liberated souls because they are fully in Krishna consciousness. They only pretended to be entangled in household affairs in Vrindavana. Because of their separation from Krishna, he might have asked them to return with him to his capital city Dwarka, but the inhabitants of Vrindavana, the gopis, were not interested in the idea of going with Krishna to the Dwarka. They wanted to remain busy in Vrindavana and thus feel the presence of Krishna in every steps of their lives. They immediately invited Krishna to come back to Vrindavana. This translated emotional existence of the gopis in the basic principles of Lord Chaitanya's teaching. The Ratha Yatra festival observed by Lord Chaitanya is the emotional process of taking Krishna back to Vrindavana. Srimati Radharani refused to go with Krishna to Dwarka to enjoy his company in the atmosphere of Hare Krishna. Please continue. Sorry. Uh, refused to go with Krishna to Dwarka to enjoy his company in the atmosphere of royal opulence. for she wanted to enjoy his company in the original Vrindavana atmosphere. Lord Krishna, being profoundly attached to the gopis, never goes away from Vrindavana, and the gopis and other residents of Vrindavana remain fully satisfied in Krishna consciousness. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport of the 82nd chapter of Krishna. Lord Krishna and Balrama meet the inhabitants of Vrindavana. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So, gopis are always immersed in the thoughts of Krishna. They are never separate from Krishna. Gopis are Krishna's own energy. So, anyways, Krishna and gopis can never be separated. Even by this, we understand one thing: gopis are never separate from Krishna. Gopis can never be separated from Krishna. It is not possible. Yeah. So Krishna says this. A few days. Actually, a lot is going on. Okay. So Krishna would only be thinking about gopis all the time. Krishna would not be thinking about anything else, anyone else. And Krishna himself mentioned this in the Bhagavad Gita. How can he refuse from what he has already promised? Krishna always think about gopis, about pure devotees. Krishna never left Vrindavan. And Krishna would never leave Vrindavan. Please try and understand. There is one very, very important fact. Sometimes people always doubt, right? So the idea, people have this idea that Krishna, if Krishna has said, it might have happened in your family as well. But here is the fact. When Krishna says, thoughts of pure devotees dwell in my heart, and Krishna says, anyone offering food with love and devotion, I would accept it. Now to these pure devotees, the world would question one thing. Have you seen Krishna? As if they do not see air. And they would say, have you seen air? Only because you would see air, I would breathe. Else I would not breathe. Yeah. So there is no separation of Krishna from gopis. Now gopis did not go to Dwarka city of Krishna. In fact, gopis do not want opulent Krishna, because gopis are purest devotees, and they explain from their transcendental pastimes that they are not required. Gopis are not required. Gopis are not required to to go, because if they would be going to Dwarka, then the love would not increase. Spiritual love increases in separation. Spiritual love increases in separation. So, by the supreme will of Krishna, Krishna Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Is my voice coming clear? Hare Krishna. Yeah. By the supreme will of Krishna, I believe my voice is clear. Hare Krishna. Please, someone. Yeah. Okay. So, by the supreme will of Krishna, Krishna has decided that gopis will stay in Vrindavana. And when we offer food with love and devotion, yeah, this was the point I was. When we offer food with love and devotion, Krishna would come personally to accept it. So when people ask that, have you seen Krishna? The fact is, you do not need to see each and everything to believe it. And it is not only a belief, it is a fact that Krishna is there. Is it a belief? It is a fact. And you all have experienced it, right? Me also. Krishna does beautiful pastimes, and it is only sweet with Krishna, and it is for our own good. Okay, so I will share the screen once connectivity is restored. Let me and then start chapter 83. Says connected. Okay, let me start. Again, it would be very bad for me to read from this. I do not want to see this. Brace yourself. It's just 10 minutes. Yeah. This is chapter 18. I don't know what is happening. What is this? Who would read Rashimata? Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Chapter 18, Draupadi meets the Queen of Krishna. There were many visitors who came to see Krishna, and among them were the Pandavas, headed by King Yudhishthira. After talking with the gopis and the bestowing upon them the greatest benediction, the Lord Krishna welcomed King Yudhishthira and other relatives who had come to see him. He first of all inquired from them whether their situation was auspicious. Actually, there is no question of ill fortune for anyone who sees the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. Yet when Lord Krishna, as a matter of etiquette, inquired from King Yudhishthira about his welfare, the king became very happy by such a reception. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, please continue. By such the
It's
king
okay.
become
It's okay.
very happy by such a reception and address the Lord. Thus, my
It's
dear
okay.
Lord,
Let me.
Hare Krishna.
Chapter 83. Draupadi meets the queen of Krishna. There were many visitors who came to see Krishna, and among them were the Pandavas, headed by King Yudhishthira. After talking with the gopis and bestowing upon them the greatest benediction, Lord Krishna welcomed King Yudhishthira and other relatives who had come to see him. He first of all inquired from them whether their situation was auspicious. Although there is no question of ill fortune for anyone who sees the lotus feet of Lord Krishna, yet when Lord Krishna, as a matter of etiquette, inquired from Lord King Yudhishthira about his welfare, uh, uh, the king became very happy by such a reception and addressed the Lord thus. Now tell me one thing. I do not understand this one. King Yudhishthira is a pure devotee of Krishna. Now, how come King Yudhishthira be happy when Krishna is asking about the well-being of his own well-being? King Yudhishthira was happy, right? How can King Yudhishthira be happy? He wants to be taken care of. Is it what is meant here? He wants to be taken care of. Krishna took care. So Yudhishthira Maharaj was happy, isn't it? Is this understanding correct? Hmm? Is this understanding correct? Hmm? Yes or no? Yeah, please tell me. Hare Krishna. Yeah, tell me. Huh? Yes or no? King Yudhishthira, as a matter of etiquette, Krishna asked only as a matter of etiquette, inquired from King Yudhishthira about his welfare. The king became very happy with such a reception. Huh? So Yudhishthira wanted to be taken care of, right? No, no. Devotees never want anything for themselves. They do not want. Yudhishthira Maharaj did not need Krishna as a personal uh, to do any personal favor or be taken care of on the personal level. Yeah, devotees in fact does not want anything for themselves. So how can Yudhishthira Maharaj be happy when Lord Krishna asked about his own welfare? Also, Yudhishthira Maharaj is a pure devotee of Krishna. He always depend upon Krishna. When he is always dependent upon Krishna, how can he even think whether he is happy or not? He is dependent upon Krishna. Howsoever Krishna wants to keep me, Krishna would keep me. Huh? So how could he he enjoy Yudhishthira Maharaj talking like this? How could this happen? Actually, King Yudhishthira is happy because Krishna is caretaker of all. No. Look, devotees have same way of reciprocation. Same way. If you see a pure devotee who is in Vrindavan, this Vrindavan or that Vrindavan, or maybe somewhere in America, or somewhere in England, or somewhere else, doing something. Vrindavana devotee doing seva in temple. New Vrindavana, or the Golok Vrindavana, I should say. Yeah. New Vrindavana is somewhere in UK or US. I don't know. Okay, whatever. Golok Vrindavana, a devotee playing around with Krishna. Some other place, right? They would be doing their office work, some other work, some other thing. A devotee, howsoever he may be looking, he might look like he is engaged in material work or spiritual work or this work or that work or that work. It might appear, but he is always situated in Krishna consciousness. He has nothing but Krishna to think about. So he would be thinking about Krishna, 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 Krishna. Is there any other thought that he would be engaged into? No. So why Yudhishthira Maharaj is happy? Now remember, these demigods would be waiting for Krishna to kill some enemy, kill some asura. Because as soon as he would kill these devotees, pure devotees of Krishna, these demigods would get an opportunity to shower flowers onto Krishna, to glorify Krishna, to talk about Krishna, to think more about Krishna. A devotee would always be engaged in the thoughts of Krishna. Yudhishthira Maharaj wanted some warm feelings from Krishna, nothing else. He did not want Krishna to take care. He knows that Krishna always takes care. Who other than Krishna is taking care of each one of us? So this inquiry by Krishna, Yudhishthira Maharaj just wanted to be very close to Krishna. That's it. No? So Yudhishthira Maharaj just want to talk. At times you must have felt this feeling that you want to talk to someone. What do you want to talk? You don't know. But just you want to talk. Has it not happened? It is a perverted reflection of the original feeling. We have this feeling only for Krishna. This is a perverted reflection. Yeah, so this is one thing. There was another question. Okay, Krishna welcomed King Yudhishthira and other relatives who had come to see him. He first of all inquired from them whether their situation was auspicious. Where there is Krishna, it is all auspiciousness. Everything becomes auspicious. Actually, there is no question of ill fortune for anyone who sees the lotus feet of Krishna. Yet, when Lord Krishna is as a matter of etiquette, inquired from King Yudhishthira about his welfare, the king became very happy by such a reception and addressed the Lord thus, my dear Lord Krishna, My dear Lord Krishna, great personalities and devotees in full Krishna consciousness always think of your lotus feet and remain fully situated in drinking the nectar of transcendental bliss, the nectar which they constantly drink and sometimes comes out of their mouth and is sprinkled on others as a narration of your transcendental activities. The nectar coming from the mouth of a devotee is so powerful that if one is fortunate enough to have the opportunity to drink it, he is immediately freed from the continuous journey of birth and death. Our material existence is caused by forgetfulness of your personality, but fortunately, in the dark of forgetfulness is immediately dissipated if one is privileged to hear about your glories. So, what Yudhishthira Maharaj is saying, anyone who is situated in mode of ignorance in this age, this is very, very, very true. Yeah. Anyone where was it? But fortunately, the darkness is forgetfulness is immediately dissipated if one is privileged to hear about your glory. Therefore, my dear Lord, when the possibility of where is the possibility of ill fortune for those who are completely engaged in hearing your glory? So anyone who hears the glories of Krishna, Krishna purifies their heart. Krishna and sixth thing, always remember Krishna, Krishna's word, Krishna's Vani, Krishna's Prasadam, Vigraha, Krishna's Leela, uh, Krishna's Vigraha, did I say Vigraha? One more, Krishna, Prasadam, did I say Prasadam? I think I missed Prasadam. Krishna Prasadam. So, please try and understand there are 9 ways of doing devotional service. The more we do, the better we do, the better we are. So please keep on joining, please keep on chanting, please keep on telling about Krishna all the time. Many, many thanks for everyone to join in. We would do Vaishnav Pranam Mantra, and thereafter we would see if anyone has any questions. We'll take it. Krishna's place, did I not say place? Okay. Krishna. Hare Krishna, Vaishnav Pranam Mantra. Rashi Mataji, please do.
Krishna Prabhuji. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhuva eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha.
अनंत कोटि वैष्णविंद की
Jai.
जय, निजमंजु श्रील प्रपात की
Jai.
जय, भगवत गीता की
Jai.
जय, श्रीमद् भागवतम की
Jai.
जय, सभी भक्तों की
Jai.
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे रामा राम रामा हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे रामा राम रामा हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे रामा राम रामा हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा Many, many thanks for everyone to join in. If you have any question, please ask. No? Okay. So if you have any question, please ask in the night session, or you can also WhatsApp me. I might not be replying to WhatsApp anytime soon, but I will definitely. I might not be replying it very, very soon. I may take time. Thank you everyone for joining. Open chat for everyone. Hare Krishna. Just to Krishna. Yes, anyone has any question? No, no question. Correct? So when you are writing this, please do not write Krishna equals to Krishna's birth two times. Uh, there are two corrections in this. Krishna equal to Krishna's bird, not words, word. And second, Krishna is equal to Krishna's fun. So word is name of Krishna. Name of Krishna, name of Radharani Maharani, name of Ram, name of pure devotees of Krishna. Name of Guru. Guru is a representative of Krishna. And Krishna's Bani is whatever Krishna is saying directly, like in Bhagavad Gita. These are two different. Yes, anyone has any question? No, right? Okay. Many thanks for everyone to join in. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.